24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. I can't seem to move. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months that I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to.
Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here
Yo, yo, yo! What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Cynical, and we're back again for some lovely casting. And today, y'all, if you were with me yesterday, y'all know we made it out the group stage. I mean, everyone qualifies, but we placed second apparently, because there was a slight change where they counted the head-to-head Malta and Croatia and how much goals they scored against each other, and we managed to place second. So the Maltese national team placed second, so then we played third of Group G, if I'm not mistaken, which is Belarus. We were about to face Czech Republic, but now we are apparently playing Belarus. So it's obviously very, very nice. So we have Belarus, and then if we win against Belarus in a best of 5, we face either Netherlands or Cyprus in a best of 5 as well. Welcome everyone in. But yeah, sorry, this update was a bit like last minute, and yesterday before we ended stream, we were like pretty sure that we were gonna face Czech Republic, but instead we're facing Belarus. And yeah, today, you can see even the graphics, everything sorted. Don't worry about it, chat. It's always you love to see it, you know. Yeah, today we're obviously casting the game, so I'm gonna be your host, Cynical. Thanks for obviously having me, Project Eversio. Appreciate you guys so much. Forza Malta, yes sir. Shout out to everyone in the chat right now. We have 10 people in here. The game starts in about 5 minutes, give or take. So make sure to stay with us if you want to see the Maltese national team cook as always. Jafin, Vella, and Tim. Those are the 3 starting line in our starting lineup. We have Bungie as the substitute. All legends. And all amazing human beings as well, because I know them personally as well. Amazing. You love to see it. And I pray nothing but the best for the whole team at Project Eversio as well. I mean, gang, representing Malta in the national stage, especially in Rocket League, is amazing. So these are big things, and obviously when it's not because I'm a part of them, I'm actually blessed to have this opportunity. And you love to see it. You love to see Malta getting out there in anything. Football, Rocket League, national tournaments, everything. I just love it. So yeah, appreciate everyone joining in the stream right now. And yeah, we're about to begin very shortly. We're all loaded up in the lobby right now. They just let me in. And yeah, you love to see it. Let me just adjust it a bit. There you go. Hopefully that's all good. I low-key have a bad hair day as well, so don't mind that. But yes. And yeah, honestly, if we were in the side where we face Czechia, which right now Czechia are playing against Croatia because we swapped places, we would have been in a harder draw, I think, in general. So listen, this Belarus matchup is honestly a blessing in disguise, because Belarus are still a pretty good team, because they held off Czechia as well, but lost marginally. And Netherlands, Cyprus are playing right now, I think. No, they're still waiting for them to go live. Yeah, alright. Most of them are live though. And yeah. You love to see it. You love to see it. Shout out to everyone joining up in here. We're about to start the first. It's a best of 5, so obviously who wins 3 advances. So the maximum games we can have is 5. First to win 3, basically. A best of 5. And the knockouts are going to be all like that. Best of 5. So against Belarus, and even if we advance, hopefully we do, against either Cyprus or the Netherlands. And that will be it for today, because 2 games are going to be held today. Then tomorrow if we make it till tomorrow. So if we beat Cyprus or the Netherlands after Belarus, then we'll be live back here tomorrow as well. Because they're doing it in like a weekly split as well, which is pretty nice to see as well. I always like how FIFA organize their tournaments, because it's honestly very structured, and I love being part of it, so hey, we can't complain. Today we have some different songs to the playlist. There's still Rocket League songs, but a bit of a different taste as well, blessing our ears in the background. And yeah, low-key, the Maltese national team played really well yesterday. The chemistry was there. Obviously Italy have a lot of talent, so obviously we were gonna struggle against them, but we just gotta not give up and just keep trying our best. That's all we gotta do. Take it step by step, and we move. When I get confirmations, I will let you guys know. Thanks for everyone that's tuning in the chat. How are y'all feeling today? Make sure to let me know. How are y'all feeling? Y'all think Malta got the game against Belarus? Give me some... Yes, Vella. As you can see, there's the graphics as well. I wasn't sure about it. But I got notified that we placed second, not third, and I was like, oh really? Because I was like trying to calculate as well the scores and stuff like that. But yeah, it was like kind of a last second thing, because it wasn't like completely verified when I said it, but I was like, goal difference. Croatia have a better goal difference than us, because I think Kazakhstan just didn't try and they farmed goals against them, from what I heard. Yeah, we were stressing because we thought it was goal difference. Yeah. Even me, if you saw me, I was like at the edge of my seat like this. No, is it actually gonna come down to goal difference? And I was like, I guess we'll have to move. But yeah, feeling like we're gonna see a Malta masterclass followed by an Arsenal masterclass. Red and white teams both gonna be cooking. Not Atletico though. Listen, hopefully, because Arsenal are in a really good spot. I don't support Arsenal, just to let you all know. I support Man United, the best team in England. But yeah, hopefully the red and white teams are superior tonight. That's what we hope. But yeah, obviously Vella, good luck to you guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but special good luck from me. But yeah, you guys will always do great. And I think we're loading in the first game, chat. I think we are loading in the first game. Yes, sir. Alright, wait 1 second. Alright, there you go. It's about to start, I think. We are just loading in the match. First game. Obviously, it's a best of 3. And Vella, if you guys can hear me, I'm sorry for yesterday. I pressed join orange instead of spectate. And I think I ruined one kickoff. Was good, Luke, was good. Alright, let's go. Alright. Wait, what happened? Alright. I think the first game is about to start, chat. Alright. So, we are about to load in. Alright. There you go. We have a new overlay as well. And 3, 2, 1, and the first game of the best of 5 is kicking away. And we can see Jafin flicking it to Vella. Very unfortunate, couldn't get there. Parapelka went for the double touch. Tim tries to clear it. Gets shot down by Zeti. Vella Vella going twice. Tim takes it off Creasy. A double touch off the sidewall. Almost in net, but Vella's very, very attentive. Managed to get the save as well. Jafin goes up for it, doesn't hit. And Zeti tries to go for the ball. Vella gets faked, but Jafin clears out the danger. Vella tries to find one of his teammates. Only as far as Kixty. Zeti fakes again. I don't know if these are intentional or not, but they're kind of working for Belarus here. But Tim goes up. Vella! Blocked out by Parapelka. Tim goes for the boom shot. Jafin follows in. Zeti with the block. Vella goes on the dunk. Tim. Jafin again. Vella trying to regroup and take back possession, but couldn't go out for it. Zeti goes off the double touch. Vella clears it very, very well. Parapelka. The Belarus team here are under the cosh. Managed to get the demo on Jafin, so now they're on the attack. Flip reset. And the bump wasn't successful, and amazingly done by Tim. Vella. Very nice block. Very nice block by Tim. Jafin trying to feed Tim. Tim goes up for it. Tries a shot on target, but very, very weak. Couldn't generate that power on it. Zeti goes for the flip reset again. Vella steals it off his toes. Vella goes back up for it. Tries to feed one of his teammates. Very unfortunate though. Tim applying pressure. Jafin setting it up for Vella. Vella goes back up for it. Very unfortunate. Tim off the sidewall. Jafin. Vella! And what a nice shot by Vella. Brilliantly done by the Maltese national team. Very nice flick off. Starting from Jafin to Tim. Tim to Jafin. And then Vella finishes it off beautifully. Vella feeds it to Tim. Kisti gets back in time for it. Tim goes on the dunk. Fakes it and tries to go back for a boost. Jafin couldn't get there. Vella sees Jafin. Jafin sees Tim. Tim goes for the double touch. Couldn't get there. Jafin. Very unfortunate. Vella couldn't get there. Goes back up for it. Clear the danger. Not out quite yet. The Belarus team are still putting the Maltese team under the cosh. Vella sets it off the backboard, but no one saw the pass. It's okay, the Maltese team regroup. Belarus now trying to go off the double touch. Brilliantly defended by Tim. Vella goes back up. Jafin tries to clear it. Malta have a bit of breathing room right now. Flip reset by Kisti. Tries to find one of his teammates. Jafin keeps applying more pressure. And Vella tries to steal it off his toes. But the Belarus team are trying to find each other all the time. The Maltese team are just applying the pressure necessary. Vella tries to go on the dunk. Jafin off the sidewall. Tries to pinch it. Wasn't successful, but Vella goes for the second time. Tim tries to set up Jafin. But Jafin is defending, and the demo from the Belarus team gets this tied up. Very unfortunate. But a really good play from Belarus. And you can't say anything about it. 3, 2, 1, and away we go. 23 seconds. Can we see a kickoff goal? We almost see it. Thanks to Jafin. but brilliantly saved by the Belarus team. Tim gets bumped off the sidewall. Tim still goes for the pressure. Jafin pressures the Belarus team. Vella nearly went for the dunk. Tim doesn't get there. Musty flick, and very well played by the Maltese team not to concede in that 0-second overtime. Tim goes up for it. Passes it to Jafin! Kisti with a nice block. Belarus team are trying to keep applying more pressure. Jafin clears it. Wave dashes. And then lovely pinch! But they managed to block it well. Tim couldn't get there. Vella lurking, trying to see an opportunity. Has to go back and defend. Vella. Tim helps him out. Vella trying to see if he can pressure here. Very brilliantly done here. Jafin trying to help out his teammates from an awkward angle. Vella. Jafin tries to pass it to his teammate, but only as far as Papelka. Vella nearly manages to dunk, but a brilliant save from the Belarus team. Tim secures game 1 for the Maltese national team with a lovely halfway dunk. You love to see it. GG's, and Malta take game 1 of the best of 5 series. Very brilliantly played by Tim, Vella and Jafin. Very well played. And from what we saw there, amazing plays. Managed to secure. It was still very tight, a 2-1 win against this Belarus team. Most of them are RLCS contenders and challengers, just to let you all know. So the Maltese national team don't have an easy game by any means. Very brilliantly done. And we're about to move to game 2. And we are about to load in here. Can we get some W's in the chat for this Maltese national team? Hey, game 1 secured. 2 more wins away from the next round of the knockouts. Yes, sir. W's in the chat. You love to see it. Very nice. I think the connection of the game just timed out, and we are loading back in. Rocket League has been suffering from server issues actually today. I even was playing a bit myself, and I think Rocket League had a small issue, so bear in mind, chat, a few seconds and we'll load back into game 2, don't worry. Not load back. The game hasn't started yet. So far we only had 1 game, and it was a 2-1 win for the Maltese team. You love to see it. And away we go for the second game. Malta versus Belarus. And the Maltese national team are looking to make a statement here. Kisti goes for the air dribble. Brilliantly done. But finds Tim. Tim wins a big 50 back here. Tim gets demoed. Vella with an amazing block. Tries to find one of his teammates but couldn't. Belarus are trying to find each other. They're going for more bumps. The Maltese national team have to be wary of this, because they can get knocked out of possession anytime. Jafin tries for the backboard read but couldn't get there, unfortunately. Tim has to do his defensive duties. And a boomer shot by Parapelka puts Belarus in front and the Maltese national team 1-0 down. Very unfortunate. But it's just 1 minute away in this second game, so there's plenty of time to see this game out and see how it plays out as well. It's not over till it's over. Vella tries to pass it to Jafin in the halfway line. Tim and Jafin go back up again. More contestants. Every ball. Histy with a 50-50 against Tim. Tim gets the demo. That would probably feel like revenge because Tim has been getting demoed all day long. Vella with a ground pinch. Finds Tim. Tim goes off the ceiling. Off the backboard. Couldn't find a lovely pass for Jafin. Vella couldn't get there. Tim finds Vella. Vella couldn't redirect it there. Very unlucky. Jafin touches it home for the halfway line. Didn't find anyone though. Tim off the sidewall. Big 50. Zeti going up again. Vella nearly got the save, but the post comes in Malta's rescue. Jafin pops it up to Vella, couldn't get there. Jafin didn't hit the ball. A big fake by Belarus, but can it cost them the game here? Jafin. Vella applying more pressure. Tim putting it back for Jafin. Vella touching it again. Tim nearly got there. Very unfortunate. The Belarus team are trying to get it out of their halfway mark. Histy going up. Tim wins the 50. Jafin goes back up again. Vella. Parapelka wins the 50. Tries to pressure Jafin. Vella. Seeing who he can find. Finds Tim! And nearly finds Jafin again. Now there's an open net. And the Maltese national team concede another in game 2. The Maltese national team went to risk it all, but unfortunately they couldn't get the ball in the net. Left a big gap in defense. Very unfortunate, but this kickoff. Can Malta do something from it? Vella! And Jafin taps it in! What a shot by Vella. Very unfortunate he couldn't score it, but thankfully there was Jafin to tap it home. You love to see it. The Maltese national team are still in this tie with just a goal. And 2 demolitions happen in the first few seconds of that kickoff. Tim goes back up again. Vella tries to calm it down a bit. Goes over one. Tries to go over the other. Tim tries to sneak a shot. Jafin gets demoed. Christie going back up again for it. Tries to dunk Tim. Tim brilliantly done. Goes back up for it. Passes it to Vella. Vella contesting this. Christie goes over Jafin. Tim manages to touch it. To clear it out of harm's way. Vella trying to apply more pressure. Can Malta get out the half? They can't, and Christie goes beneath them. And very unfortunate here. A brilliant pass, and the triple commit didn't work out for the Maltese national team. Can we see a kickoff goal here? Tim over to Vella. Vella passes it back. Jafin tries to pass it to Tim. Jafin passes it back to Tim. Tim applying more pressure. Vella couldn't get there. Belarus are going for the demolitions. Parapelka puts it back to Zeti. Tim wins the 50 but gets demolitioned. Christie going back up. Didn't manage to make the double touch. Tim doesn't hit the redirect. Jafin Very, very unfortunate here. And game 2 goes for Belarus. GG's all round. But the second game goes to Belarus. And the Maltese team will be disappointed. But because they know what they're capable of. They need to get their heads back up and lock back in. And they're in good hands. And we are about to load in the second game. Come on, Malta. Come on. Let's get some W's in the chat so we manage to hype them up. W's in the chat for Malta. Come on. And we are about to load in the second game. Belarus versus Malta. W's in the chat. So this Maltese team get the love they deserve. Tim, off the ceiling. Parapelka, demos Vella, but Jafin applying more pressure. Back to Tim. Tim going back up for it again. Tim couldn't get there. Kirsty with the air dribble. Very unfortunate. Zeti applying more pressure. Parapelka, can he get there? No, he can't. Vella starting an attack for Malta. Now Malta getting pushed back in their own half again. Tim. Vella. Vella goes back up for it. Zeti getting the flip reset. Parapelka gets the corner pinch. Tim tries to find Vella, but gets intercepted in the middle of the park. Vella. Nice flick to go over one. Can he go for a demolition? No, he can't. And the Belarus team are very tight next to each other. Can we see a potential double commit maybe? Isti couldn't get there, but Zeti manages to clear it out of harm's way. Jafin applying more pressure. And Malta need to defend this ball here. Brilliantly defended by Tim. Off the crossbar. Jafin and Tim go for the same ball, but it's no problem. It was very intentional, by the looks of it. Vella goes off the backboard. Couldn't get there. Jafin. Very unlucky. Tim hits it near the net, trying to find one of his teammates. Vella blocks them out. A big demolition, and Jafin with the first goal in game 3 for the Maltese national team. Big demolition by Vella to allow that opportunity for Jafin to smash it in net. Away we go. Jafin manages to win the battle of the boost. Passes it to Tim. Can Tim get it off the backboard? Very well defended by Belarus. Vella accidentally getting bumped by his teammate, but good rotations from the Maltese national team. Zeti bumps Jafin, or bumps Vella, my bad. But Malta are going on the attack again. Jafin tried to pass it in the middle of the park. Vella with a great interception. Kisti goes back up for it. Jafin with a big 50. Can Tim get there? Yes, he can. Vella applying more pressure. Can he find one of his teammates? Tim contests the 50. Vella puts it in the danger area of Belarus. Belarus on the attack here. And a big demolition by Belarus here on Vella. Isti with the ceiling shot, but Tim brilliantly saved. Everyone going back to regain boost and possession. Vella booms it clear. Vella applying more pressure off the backboard. Parapelka booms it to Jafin. Couldn't read the boom from Jafin though. Tim trying to make something happen. Vella contests the 50. Big pop-up. Vella again on the backboard, but couldn't get it to Tim. And a double commit might put Malta here in a very uncomfortable situation. Tim goes back up for it. And a big shot from Belarus, but a brilliant save by Tim. Vella clearing it again. Jafin getting bumped. And then an incredible goal by Belarus, catching the Maltese national team off guard. And very unfortunate. The Maltese team definitely didn't want to concede that one. But it's all about locking back in and more concentration. And that's what Vella is trying to put the statement out there. Vella. Tim hits the post. An open net. And the crossbar is still shaking after that one. Zeti whiffs. And Vella tries to get the shot off. Jafin applying more pressure. Tries to touch it down to Tim. Tim trying to make a play for his teammates here. And a brilliant piece of defensive work by the Belarus team. Up and away we go in overtime. Zeti applying pressure on Tim. Vella passes it brilliantly to Jafin. Exactly on the wheels. Jafin tried to make something out of the corner. Tim goes back up for it. Brilliantly done by Kisti to shut off Tim. But Vella now going for the pinch. Jafin, very unfortunate. Vella looking to apply more pressure. A brilliant flip reset on the middle of the park. But Jafin booms it to Vella. Couldn't find him, but Tim off the backboard. And Jafin couldn't see it through, unfortunately. Can this Maltese national team find this goal in overtime to secure their second game? Jafin, very unfortunate. Tim, again. Zeti goes for the shot. Vella taps it to Jafin. Jafin puts some venom behind it. Vella tries to pass it to one of his teammates, but couldn't get there. Jafin, very unfortunate. Vella. Jafin tries to smash it in net with an open net, but couldn't get there. Brilliant demo by Tim. Vella trying to apply more pressure. Jafin trying to work something out the corner, and Tim catching the Belarus defense, lacking to secure game 3 and the second win for Malta. Brilliantly done, and a big partnership from Jafin and Tim to secure their second win in the series. Now they only need one more game. Malta need to win one more game and they lock down the series. Tim is a beast. I agree with you. I agree with you. Tim, the legend. Very, very nice. I hope you guys are enjoying this tie as much as I am. And we're about to go in the second game. Sorry. No, the fourth game. This is the fourth game. The second win for Malta. But this is the fourth game. And up and away we go for another breathtaking tie. Jafin with a brilliant demolition. Tim tries to lurk out the Belarus defense. Jafin off the backboard. Couldn't get there. Tim. Vella trying to see if he can get Tim. And Tim manages to shut it out beautifully. Tim again. Parapelka for Belarus. Trying to clear it here. Gets the demo on Jafin, but Tim and Vella applying more pressure. While they get back their third. Jafin is back up and running. Brilliant 50. Vella. Can he get there? Brilliantly done by Vella. Tim. Brilliant win. Couldn't find Jafin though. Jafin. Vella. Goes for the ground pinch. Couldn't get there. Kisti. Goes over one. Over another. And Zeti comes to the rescue. To secure the first goal for Belarus, unfortunately. Jafin couldn't get there. Very unlucky. And the double commit worked out in their favor. Jafin trying to set off this kickoff with the help of Tim as well. Tim fakes one. Almost fakes another. Now Vella touches it on the backboard. Goes off the sideboard again. Tim up again. Kisti with the flip reset. Kisti goes for the solo plays a lot. Malta need to be very, very careful. Because he is mechanically gifted. And arguably Belarus's biggest threat. Tim. With a big play off the backboard. Kisti. Goes for the bump again. Jafin. And Tim brilliantly dealt with. Tim manages to get the touch of the ceiling. Kisti going back up. There's an open net for Malta here. And a brilliant save by Jafin. Right where Malta needed to stay in the game. 2 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. 1-0. In Belarus's favor. Against Malta. In this best of 5 FIFA EU Nations League. Parapelka. Pressures Jafin. Vella. Tim goes back up for it. Vella. Trying to see what he can do to help out his team here. Tim. Very unfortunate. Kisti. Taps it back to Parapelka. Tries to find their third. Vella. Brilliantly done. And Zeti couldn't get there. Vella passes it to Jafin. Jafin! Very unfortunate. Not to get the goal there. Tim. Jafin applying pressure. And very, very unfortunate. Jafin helping out his teammates from the other side. Tim passes it to Jafin. Jafin, what can he do here? Puts it on the backboard. Tim goes for the bump. Vella couldn't get there. Malta might be in a small amount of trouble here. But Tim deals with it beautifully. Can he get the flip reset off? Big bump from Vella on the bottom of our screen there. Tim tries to pass it to Vella but couldn't get there. Jafin goes for the 2x 50. Tim applying some pressure. Brilliantly done by Tim. Jafin passes it to Vella. Vella. Can he read it off the backboard? Very well tapped in by Jafin to manage to get the goal there. Very unfortunate by Vella not to finish it off himself. But a brilliant sweep up goal, as we like to call it, by Jafin. The man, the myth, the legend. We like Jafin just the way you are. Lovely stuff. We need to start doing chants as well for this goated Maltese national team. We are so back, yes indeed. Jafin Goes up for it. It's important not to concede in the last few seconds. And manage to secure going on overtime. Vella! Nearly got a 0-second goal. Tim applying more pressure for it, but overtime it is. And the GOATs of Maltese football manage to save game 4. Jafin with an incredible demo. Vella. Very unfortunate! And Zeti caught them lacking. And game 4 goes to Belarus. Very unfortunate. Indeed. And this best of 5 comes down to the wire, with the 5th game being the most important one, and deciding who goes and advances on the knockout stages. Very, very unfortunate for the Maltese national team here, conceding an overtime goal like that. But hey, it's not over till it's over. Yes, sir. We have 24 people watching our lovely broadcast. Thanks for everyone that's tuning in, either from across the world or our fellow Maltese people. Thanks very much for everyone that is in here. Game 5, Malta versus Belarus. Tim trying to put a statement here. Big 50. This matchup has been end-to-end action all way round. Jafin. Very brilliantly done here by Tim and Jafin, blocking out the Belarus attack. Tim couldn't get there. Very unfortunate. Vella tries the early shot. Couldn't get there. Vella to Tim. Can Tim find Jafin? He unfortunately couldn't. Kirsty goes for the bump on Jafin. And these bumps are being very crucial for Belarus to open the very hard deadlock in the Maltese national team. Vella! Can he get a shot off? No, he can't. Jafin! Just the way you are! And another brilliant goal by Jafin in this game 5, which is ultimately coming down to the wire. 3, 2, 1, and away we go again. 4 minutes on the clock. Jafin, just the way you are. Parapelka trying to pass it to his teammates, but Malta are defending way more beautiful than ever before. Kirsty going back up. Vella. Can he get there? Yes, he can! Tim applying more pressure. Pressure makes diamonds, and Jafin is the diamond! But unfortunately, rattles the crossbar. Very unfortunate for Jafin there. Brilliant play by Tim. Jafin and Vella trying to put out a statement. Jafin hits the crossbar again! Very unfortunate. And the Maltese national team are applying pressure, and Vella does that, but gets blocked out by the Belarus defense. Jafin goes for the goal, and Jafin gets the second of the game and manages to get Malta in a 2-0 lead. A much needed 2-0 lead. Very nice is all you can say. And up and away we go again. The Belarus team are applying more pressure, more than ever before. Brilliantly done by the Maltese national team to get in a 2-goal lead here. They get a big bomb. Vella almost saves it. Kirsty makes it a 1-goal cushion now. A big bump on Tim there. And a very unfortunate goal to concede. And Belarus applying more pressure. Tim fakes the challenge. Does brilliantly. Wins another 50. Wins another. Goes up on the ceiling. Trying to find his teammates. Jafin is there to secure the second 2-goal cushion of the game. And brilliantly done by Tim to get it to Jafin. And the lovely power shot secures that. Very, very well played by Jafin. Jafin the GOAT, yes sir! And another goal by Belarus. Someone in the chat said, Jafin have my children. Very wild. And 2 minutes on the clock. And very unfortunate for the Maltese national team. They can't get a 2-goal cushion and can't get comfortable in this amazing tie with Belarus. A very talented team from both ends, especially the Maltese team. Jafin tries to tap it to Tim. Couldn't get there. Vella. Great control by Vella. Vella over 2. Gets demoed. Parapelka couldn't get over Jafin and Tim. Jafin gets a brilliant bump. Leaves a 2v2 side on the Belarus side. A double commit to try to confuse the Maltese national team. Jafin applying more pressure. Vella. Very unfortunate. Tim goes back up to Jafin. Jafin trying to get the bump off. Tim and Vella doesn't hit the ball. Very unfortunate. Jafin tries to find Vella, but Vella couldn't get there. Kisti trying to do his defensive work. Jafin knows what Kisti is doing all the time now. Now we have Tim. An awkward touch. Leaves him vulnerable, but Vella helps him out. Jafin with a big contest in the middle of the park. Kisti is time farming, trying to open up an opportunity. Vella with a brilliant save by Jafin. Jafin trying to wait for the boost. Jafin blocks it out. Tries to get the pinch off the sidewall. Vella tries to pass it to one of his teammates. Jafin needs to clear this. Brilliantly done by Jafin. Vella gets bumped in net. Jafin is there to help him out though. Vella as well. Tim doing his defensive duties very well. Jafin flicks it up. And a big mistake by Belarus. Nearly got the game over. Vella is trying to secure the win. Will he? The Belarus team need to try to keep it up here. And Kisti manages to whiff. And that means Malta advance to the next stage of the knockouts with a big W. You love to see it. You honestly love to see it. What a brilliant performance by this Maltese national team. GG, well played. Well played to Belarus. They took us to game 5. But Malta advanced to the next stage of the knockouts. Brilliantly done. And it was just end to end all the way round. We're seeing the result from the other side of the bracket. And we can see Netherlands knock out Cyprus. So that means we will ultimately face Netherlands at 8 p.m. So yes, we are going to be versing Netherlands. Very interesting. An interesting tie. Orange, alrighty, we are ready for you. Level Academy, GG. Big win against Belarus. Now, round of 16 against Netherlands. W Malta in the chat. You love to see it. Hey, big win by the Maltese national team. Shout out to Tim, Jafin, and Vella, of course. I saw another comment. I'm a Vella believer. I like that one, huh? Vella believer. We need to start making chants, huh, chat? To be honest, Jathan, I think we can fit him in the song Just the Way You Are. Jathan, just the way you are. Lovely, huh? Predictions for the score. Chat, how do you think Malta versus the Netherlands will plan out? Put your predictions in the chat right now. Hey, I can't lie. Amazing performance from the Maltese team against Belarus. Belarus are not a team to be slept on, huh? They were really good and doing a lot of demo plays, which ultimately was causing harm to the Maltese defense. But hopefully everyone is still drunk from King's Day. Wait, they had King's Day. What is King's Day? Sorry, I'm not cultured. My bad. My bad, everyone. I'm not cultured. What's King's Day? Can someone tell us in the chat? Did they have like a feast? I cannot confirm nor deny that statement. I think we have people from the Netherlands national team in the chat as well. Welcome on board. Appreciate you. Biggest Dutch holiday. Chat, should I go to the Netherlands? Should I go to the Netherlands? Let me know, chat. Should I? Yes? I'll think of something for sure. I might be able to IRL stream it as well, if I manage. Of course, I need to find time, of course, but Netherlands has always been a country I want to visit. So, honestly, I can't complain. Let us know when you do. We might be able to sort something out for a tour of our campus. Hey, that's lovely. Hey, Oranje. Thank you for the offer. Appreciate you. Shout out to you guys. And I dropped a follow on my personal account as well. Lovely stuff. Is the other stream being broadcasted for the Netherlands team? Right, I need to focus up the players. Good luck and have fun in the match. Hey, likewise. And make sure to enjoy the game at the end of the day as well. But obviously, we want to see your 100% effort. And good luck and have fun. Yes, YouTube via Twisty RL. Alright. So everyone, if you want to go scout out the Dutch national team playing Rocket League, Twisty RL on YouTube, and go give us a bit of information. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thanks for obviously checking in with us though. Lovely to see it though. The Maltese national team and the Nations League round of 16. Love to see it. You love to see it, chat. Just a reminder, if we win against Netherlands, we will be advancing to day 3 as well. When is the game gonna start again? This game is gonna start in about 14 minutes. I think both teams are practicing a bit. I'm in the party with the Maltese national team. They might be doing shared free play. Excuse me, guys. While we wait, I'm gonna go get something to hydrate my throat, because that best of 5 coming down to the wire, after that I definitely need to drink something. So give me a small second. Small BR. Yes, the stream continues very shortly, and I'll see you very soon. All right. Netherlands versus Malta.
Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself.
I ran away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, we step aside. I ran away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, we step aside.
Alright, guys. We're getting closer and closer. 5 more minutes until the game starts between the series starts between Netherlands and Malta in the round of 16. Looking good for Malta. Of course, this tie is very important because we'll go to the quarterfinal if we get past Netherlands, either against Italy or Hungary. Small reminder, we lost against Italy in the group stage. But, hey, it can be rust, it can be anything. And now we know how they play. So listen, it's very important the Maltese team stay locked in, get past the Dutch first, and we'll keep moving forward. So now it's a very important tie in this round of 16. And very, very well played in the past game as well against Belarus, because it was a really, really big performance they did, because Belarus were just keeping us under the cosh. I think the game was always in a 1-goal difference. Like if there was a 2-goal difference, like in the last game, boom, someone scores and makes it even tighter. That was, in comparison, like if you guys watch football, and yesterday went to watch PSG versus Bayern Munich, it was the same vibes. Action all around, here, there, every side, every corner, every action, every second. So, listen, you can't complain. We're getting a treat to watch as well. A lot on stake, but we're getting very, very good games of Rocket League. Jafin in the, I think it was game 4. He hit like 2 crossbars. It was insane. I'm telling you. Very, very insane. I can't lie. But very, very well played for the whole team. And I think we're about to load in against the first game in the best of 5 series against the Dutch. And we are about to load in 3, 2, 1. And we are about to load in. Yes, sir. Best of 5 against the Netherlands from the Maltese national team. The Netherlands get an early kickoff goal. And the Netherlands start off very, very fast, which is very unfortunate for the Maltese national team. Jaf and Vella and Tim are trying to log back in. We all believe they can. W Malta in the chat. Mike Boy taps it into Oli. Very unfortunate though. Vella with a big bump. Malta under the pressure. And Mike Boy with a lovely hook shot to the left hand side of the post. Tim unfortunately couldn't get there. And we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Vella going off the kickoff. Can he start off strong? Tim applying more pressure. Open net. The Dutch don't capitalize on the open net. A double commit. No one hits the ball. Again, Tim. Tim with an incredible goal line clearance. You love to see it. Vella. Vella going back for it. Jafin bangs it in net. And leaves us with a 1-goal difference in this first game. Malta versus Netherlands. And a brilliant top corner shot by Jafin. You love to see it. 3, 2, 1 and away we go again. 3 goals in the first minute of this first game. You can't complain at all. Jafin passes it to Tim. Tim goes back up again. Sees an open net. Passes it to Jafin. And Jafin scores again. And brings Malta back to it. And very, very well played by the Maltese national team. You love to see it. Big comeback. Can they secure it? Jafin doesn't win the kickoff. Very rare that he doesn't win kickoffs. Vella goes up for it. Manages to get the dunk on him. Tim. Very brilliant block. The Dutch are managed to get a good flick, but a brilliant save by Vella. Tim gets bumped. And Tim bumps him again. Tim trying to bump. Jorwez, very unfortunate. Oli gets the bump. And Malta concede again. And are trailing for the second time in this game. Very good block by Oli. Opens up our defense like a turkey in Thanksgiving. Very unfortunate. But we still keep moving forward. And the Maltese national team are putting a really good display here. Tim gets pre-flipped by Mike Boy. And the 2-goal lead returns back in the series. Very unfortunate by Tim. Tried to clear out his danger. But he got pre-flipped. Sometimes you can't do anything about those. Kick off again. Tim gets demoed. Mike Boy tries to flick Vella, but Vella brilliantly done. Vella goes back up for it again. Jorwez trying to find an opportunity. Brilliant save by Jafin. Tim takes it off their backboard. Jafin. Vella. Vella goes for the pre-flip. Doesn't get there. Brilliant bump by Vella. Jafin applying more pressure. Tim. Big 50. Vella tries to go for the fake. Couldn't fake them. Jafin pinches it on the ceiling. Vella to Tim, and Tim nearly bangs it in net again. Jafin applying more pressure. Can Vella get it to someone else? Tim helps him out. Tim passes it to Vella. Vella nearly there. Jafin taps it in net. And the Maltese national team don't want to give up. It's in our bloodline. We never give up. From the Knights of St. John to nowadays in Rocket League Nations League. You love to see it. 2 minutes on the clock. Tim. Jafin touches it to Tim. Tim couldn't get there, but tries to pressure it still. Good double touch by Tim. An open net staring at them in the face. Tim tries to pass it to Vella and hits the crossbar, very unfortunately. And the Dutch are trying to put the statement out that they can still score even though they are not attacking that much. Tim tries to pass it to one of his teammates. Didn't find any one of them. Tim off the backboard. Jafin gives an accidental pass, and Oli finds the opportunity and gets the 2-goal lead. Back up again. Very unfortunate from Tim. Very close. And we've got a game here, ladies and gentlemen. What a tight game this is. Jafin sends it long for Vella. Couldn't find Vella. Vella off the sidewall. Tries to find Tim. Tim bumps Oli. Jorwez goes up for it again. Mike Boy applying more pressure on the Maltese defense. Jorwez goes for the double touch. Vella with an incredible save, but gets demoed. And Mike Boy tries to shoot again, and Jafin with a brilliant save. Mike Boy trying to find the Maltese national team lacking, but they couldn't. Jafin applying more pressure. Tim trying to shoot, but Jorwez does the job very well. Tim applying more pressure, and Malta lose out on game 1 in this best of 5. Still a really good display from this Maltese national team. We can see that they definitely have a tough game on their hands against Netherlands. The Netherlands team that have been in regionals like our LCS, so they definitely have the experience. They just need to make sure that this Maltese national team gotta lock in there was a point in the game was favoring us, and it was very tough. We got back in the game but couldn't get the lead, and ultimately Rocket League, draws are nothing, because the game can change any second. But I believe in this Maltese national team. We have our own talents, Jathan, Vella and Tim. Brilliant saves as well that they managed to show in this game. You love to see it. And we're almost about to continue on game 2, chat. That was game 1. Netherlands take game 1 in this best of 5 series. And yes, a very good first game in this round of 16. You love to see it. I'll manage to keep you updated if we're gonna run the game again. They queued it, so I think everyone is ready again. Alright, we are in the game once again, and up and away we go for the second game in this best of 5. Malta versus the Netherlands. The Netherlands win the kickoff, but Tim manages to pass it to Jathan, and Jathan nearly scoring again. Mike Boy, very unfortunate. Jathan tries to go up for it. Jathan on the halfway line, and Tim and Jathan get tag teamed by Oli and Jorwez, and very unfortunate for the Maltese national team, trailing in the second game. The Maltese national team have to lock in and manage to find another goal here. Get back into the game. Tim. Mike Boy getting the flip reset. Joes tried to stop it for Oli, and Oli still managed to get the goal. And Jathan left in an uncomfortable situation there. Very unfortunate. And the Netherlands are leading 2-0 against this Maltese national team. Vella tried to get the flip reset off. Couldn't get there though. Vella. Brilliantly done. Tim. Tim with a big 50. Jathan. Can he score this? Very good save by Mike Boy to cut him out. Jorwez tries the pinch. Tim. Very unfortunate. Jorwez and Mike Boy working up a big play on their hands here. Jathan with a brilliant block. Sees an opportunity. Can Tim help him out? Jorwez cuts him off though. Jathan goes back up for it. Jathan looks for the bottom corner but couldn't get there. Tim trying to set up Vella. Vella couldn't get there. But now he starts to make a play of his own. And Vella couldn't get there, unfortunately. Jathan. Jathan gets it to Tim, and Tim with the double touch gets Malta back into the game. And you love to see a brilliant play by Tim and Jathan. And a brilliant shot to finish off the plate Jathan served. Very nice. Up and away we go here. 3 minutes on the clock. Jathan. Jathan goes off the ceiling. Jathan! Very good ceiling shot, but very well defended by the Dutch. Oli with another shot. Mike Boy. Tim! Tim with the shot! Jorwez with an even better save. Vella tries to go for the shot again, but very unfortunate for this Maltese national team. They are putting a really good performance, but they can't give space that easily for this Dutch team. Jorwez tries to read it off Tim. Tim goes forward. Vella couldn't get it to Tim. Vella. Very unfortunate. Tim. Maltese national team with some good rotations here on their half. Tim goes for it again. Gets a brilliant pinch. Jathan couldn't get there. Jorwez tries to flick it up for Oli. Mike Boy went for the bomb, but Tim sees an opportunity with an open net. But Mike Boy recovers. Vella tries to set it up to Tim. Vella going back up for it. Leaves Malta in a position of double committing. Musty flick by Oli. And a brilliant shot by Jorwez. That there's no saving that. The Maltese national team did really well there, but couldn't get there. Very unfortunate. But that will not stop the Maltese national team from keep on trying. Vella tries to go over too. Couldn't get it to Jathan though. Tim in a 3v1 situation does brilliantly well. Tim passes it to Vella. Vella off the sidewall. Jorwez fakes. Tries the shot. And Tim unfortunately puts it in our own net. And gives the Netherlands 3-goal cushion. Jathan. Vella. Tim. With a brilliant pinch. Jathan couldn't get there. Vella does. Tries to gain back possession. Tim. With a big bump. Vella tries to boom it in Jathan's side. Jathan. Vella. Brilliantly cut out by Jorwez. Jorwez goes back up for it. Tim couldn't get out of his own half. And it's looking like the Dutch secured the second game as well against this Maltese national team. And very, very unfortunate for the Maltese national team. In this best of 5. And we can see, you guys can't see it, but there's a conversation happening between the two teams. And yeah, it was a really good performance. Malta are still not out of it yet. There can still be a remontada from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. Because then if the Dutch win the next game, they secure the series and move on and knock out Malta. So the Maltese national team need to show us why they want to stay. And I know they will. And they will always give it their all. And keep moving forward. Right now we're just waiting for the last guy to ready up. And I think we're about to load. Reverse sweep, I believe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think there was some accidental joins as well. Alright. So. Up and away we go for game 3. The Maltese national team are looking to put out a statement. A brilliant pass by Vella, but Jafin couldn't get there. Vella to Tim. And Tim couldn't find Vella again. Jafin passes it to Vella. Vella off the backboard. And a double commit for the Dutch. But Malta couldn't capitalize, and the Dutch capitalized themselves, putting themselves in the lead again. With marginal errors is where the goals happen in a tie like this with two fantastic teams. Oli goes for the bump on Tim. Tim still gets it out. Vella brilliantly up for it. Jafin. Vella passes it very well to his teammates, but his teammates are not reading his passes. There needs to be a bit more communication. Jafin with a brilliant center. Vella misses an open net. Will that come back to haunt him? Jafin, brilliant touch to the sidewall. Malta trying to regain possession here. Brilliant demo mid-air by Jorwez. But Jafin applying more pressure back. Vella to Tim. And Tim seeing an open net and capitalizing with a brilliant touch from Vella to set him up. And something that you like to see. Malta back level with the Dutch in this game 3. There's no more room for error. And Jafin with a top corner to get us in the lead for the first time against the Dutch in game 3. With a brilliant shot and good power on it. And away we go. 3 minutes 33 seconds left in game 3. Jorwez tries to touch it. Gets it back to Oli. Oli going for the shot, but couldn't get there. Vella, brilliantly done. Tim to Vella. Mike Boy to Jorwez. Tim passes it to Jafin. Jafin trying to look for the 50. Vella applying more pressure. Jafin. Brilliant touch. Vella tried to find net, but couldn't get there. Jafin applying more pressure, getting some bumps off. Tim tries to go before Jorwez, but couldn't. Brilliant demolition, but the Dutch couldn't capitalize on it. That means Malta have more pressure here. And trying to get a third goal to put them in a 2-goal cushion. Jorwez whiffs in the halfway mark. Tim applying more pressure on the Dutch. Jafin going up beautifully. Vella with an important touch. Tim. Jafin backflipping. Mike Boy. Mike Boy with the reset. Oli tries to get the double touch. Hits the post. And the post is in the rescue for the Maltese national team. Tim. Tim with the reset. Very unfortunate. The Dutch hit the post again. And Jafin has an open net. And he capitalizes on it to try to get Malta their first win here. And the reverse sweep is back on. And a brilliant comeback by Malta from 1 goal down to 3-1 up. And you like to see it. Jafin tries to get another goal. The Maltese national team have a 2-goal cushion. They just need to lock in and manage the game beautifully. And Tim is doing just that. Jafin with another goal. And Jafin is finding the rhythm now. And Tim serving up Jafin like Jafin served up him in the first goal. You love to see these passing plays and disciplinary movements by the Maltese national team. Staying disciplined, trying to log back their first win here in this best of 5. Vella goes up the sideboard. Jafin tries to touch it back to Vella. Tim passes it to Vella. Tim on the backboard. Very unfortunate. Tim with the solo goal. Doesn't need anyone. And puts it in the net for the 5th goal. 5-1 to the Maltese national team. And this will spark belief in the Maltese national team. And spark doubt in the Dutch team as well. So both teams have a shift of tides. It's about how they react from it. And how they move for it. Oli with another goal. To reduce the deficit from 4 goals to 3 goals. There's nothing the Maltese defenders could do about it. Very unfortunate. But we have 40 seconds in game 3 here. Tim going for another solo play. Tries to find his teammates. Finds Jafin. Jafin applying more pressure off the backboard. Oli. Vella blocks out Oli. Mike Boy's up there again. And Jorwez manages to get another goal here. And 20 seconds left with 2 goal deficit. And the belief might be sparking back up for the Dutch. So Malta need to lock down these last 20 seconds. Jafin and Vella doing their defensive work very, very well. Jafin with an immense amount of pressure. Tim. Very well played. Vella. And Tim knocks it down for game 3 going to Malta. Just a reminder, it is 3-1 to Malta. Sorry, it is 2-1 to the Dutch. But Malta get their first win on the board. And the reverse sweep is on. This will definitely spark belief in the Maltese national team. We're obviously very, very proud of them. They managed to take a game of the Dutch. Can they do it 2 more times and send us to the quarterfinals? I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. And we're about to load in the next game. And we are almost underway again. And yes, we are. Game 4 in the best of 5 series. Malta versus the Netherlands. Jafin trying to start the game off strong. Tries to bump. Couldn't get there. Mike Boy winning 2 big 50s and a demolition. And Jorwez sees an opportunity. And the opportunity came to him. Managed to score from the gap he saw. This is how exactly how the last game went. And Malta started scoring. So there needs to be more communication from the Maltese national team, and they can get back into it like they did the first time. Jorwez trying to confuse Vella, and a brilliant save by Vella. Tim. Oli tried to confuse the Maltese national team, getting in front of them. Jafin and Tim of the backboard, and an incredible save by Jafin. Vella trying to go over 2. He does, but Jorwez intercepts, and a brilliant passing play by the Netherlands. And a very unfortunate scenario where Tim couldn't cut out the pass. And Malta are trailing by 2 goals. And up and away we go. 4 minutes on the clock. Malta need 2 goals to get back into the tie. Jorwes off the backboard. Hits the post again. Tim to Vella. Vella staring at an open net. Can Tim pass it to his teammate? Fake pressure by Jafin. To get past them. Vella. Trying to see if there was an opportunity there. Jafin. Vella. Going up for it again. Oli. Tim. Winning against everyone. Open net. And Tim manages to reduce the deficit of 2 goals to 1 goal. Very well played by Tim. Very well played. And the Maltese national team are back! Up and running. And back into the game with 1 goal. Differentiating both teams. Jafin tries to go for the flip reset. Couldn't get it off though. Tim. Shuts on Jorwes. Vella. Goes for it again. Jafin. Jafin again. Tim. Faking Jorwes. Going for another fake. But second time is not the charm. Jorwes with a big 50. Vella. Trying to help them out. Tim. Going above and manages to get the ball. Jafin. Sees a pass to Tim. But didn't deliver it, unfortunately. Vella! With an incredible top corner shot. But an incredible save by Oli. To cut him out. Jafin. Trying to see where the opportunity is. Vella. Jafin. Tim. Off the backboard. There was no one there. Very unfortunate for the Maltese national team. Couldn't pounce on an opportunity like that. Tim. Applying more pressure. Vella. Vella. Tim. Vella. Doing an incredible piece of defending in their own half. Jorwes sees the opportunity for a double touch and gets it. And puts the Dutch 2 goals ahead in game 4. Very unfortunate not to get the save there. But brilliantly played by Jorwes, the Dutch international. Mike Boy goes for the bump, gets it on Tim. Jafin defends very, very well. Oli goes over one, but couldn't get over the defense of Vella. And Tim. Tim with an incredible shot. Mike Boy over Jafin. And couldn't get there. And Malta trailing by 3 goals. They need to win this game, otherwise they are knocked out of the FIFA E-Nations League 2026. Let's see if they can show us some character and continue their reverse sweep. Jorwes demoing Jafin as well. Tim and Mike Boy ruling. Will this give an opportunity to Vella and Jafin? Jafin with a flip reset. Couldn't capitalize though. Vella. Jafin. Jafin and Vella doing their defensive work. Vella. Jafin passes it to Vella. Vella goes for the 50, but only fake pressures. Vella couldn't get there. Open net. And Jorwez taps it in net. And that surely concludes the tie in this game 4. Only knocked out in week 1, by the way. There will be week 2 and week 3. Oh, so it continues on. Mick. Alright. Alright. Makes sense. Will there be like group stages again in week 2, or is it like just knockouts? Vella to Mike Boy. And Netherlands beat Malta with a 3-1 score. 3 wins for the Netherlands, 1 win for Malta. So the same as week 1. Alright. Alright, you love to see it. Brilliantly done by the Maltese national team. We got notified from Eversio Mick that there is going to be week 2 and also week 3 with the group stages again, and the same process. So they are currently knocked out, but we will still have different weeks and different rankings as well. So the same thing we did these 2 days, we're gonna have week 2 and week 3, and I can tell you what the dates are for week 2 and week 3. Obviously this will leave the Dutch against Italy now tomorrow. GG's to the Netherlands. Was a brilliant game to watch as well. Very tight as well. It wasn't like a sweep from any side, and yeah, GG's well played. But let me tell you when week 2 is about. Yeah, there's the same process for week 2 and even week 3. And let me see. Yeah, week 2 will be 2nd to 4th of June. And week 3 will be 14th to 16th of July. So we definitely have some good games rolling up in here. Very, very beautiful stuff. GG's well played, yes sir. Obviously, good luck against Italy and in the future of the whole tournament. We wish you guys the best. Thank you very much for an incredible game. Shout out to the Dutch. You all gave us a really good game and you all deserve to win. So, definitely GG's well played. We will do our best. You gave us practice. We needed to take them down. Yes. Hopefully you guys will do revenge for the Maltese national team, because we lost against Italy in the group stages. So if you guys can get us revenge, we would appreciate it. We will. Hey, appreciate you so much, guys. So yeah, guys, that has been the Nations League, FIFAe Nations League. We won against Belarus and unfortunately got knocked out by the Netherlands in the round of 16 knockouts. Very, very well played to the Netherlands. That was the whole stream. It's been your boy Senoko. Obviously, I appreciate everyone that was a part of the production. Shout out to Mick, shout out to Project Eversio, and everyone that obviously participated, of course, Tim, Vella, and Jathan. We will see you on week 2 again. And make sure to have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. God bless, take care. And we're about to go raid Tefrite. See you guys there. Bye-bye. Peace. Move over to the stream. Move over to the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. See you guys.